Hello YouTube, this is AlphaPenguinSoldier, and today I have the ×3 Wave of Light structure deck profile. I will update this further when I get some of the cards for it. I'll be adding in, Solemn Strike and other good options, but this profile will just be the what's in the structure decks, what I got together, what I found works. So anyway, I'll just hop right into it. This is what I found worked, so alrighty, we'll start out with the monsters. We have ×2 of the Sacred Arc Air Knight Parshath. He's like your boss monster of the deck. When you activate a counter trap, or if you negate the activation of a spell or trap card or monster effect, you can banish 2 other fairies from your hand, field, or graveyard and special summon it from the graveyard if it was there when you activated and negated, or hand even if not. If it attacks a defense position monster, inflict battle damage, and when it inflicts battle damage, you can add a Parshath or a counter trap card from your deck to your hand. All the Parshath monsters have the piercing damage. I'm just going to use him to search out counter traps. I'm not going to use him to really search out. I don't have any other Parshath monsters in here, it's just him. So he's just kind of going to search out counter traps. Good monster, 28, really good effect. On to the next one. We have 3 Power Angel Valkyria. Oh, sorry guys, I'm trying to get this a little. ×3. What she does, if you negate the activation of a spell, a trap, or monster effect, you can add 1 light fairy from your deck to your hand. Super useful to search out some of the other monsters. Also, it's a hard once per turn, so even if you have a couple out, you can't, hard once per turn. That's okay. Still a good effect. I run 3 of the Minerva Scholar of the Sky. Each time, same thing, if you activate a counter trap. Oh, this is counter trap, not if you negate. Each time a counter trap is activated, immediately after it resolves, it gains 500. If it does and Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field, you can add a counter trap with a different name from your graveyard to your hand. He's really cool. Just kind of recycling was always fun. 3 Guiding Eradne. Basically, you're just gonna end up throwing it in the pendulum zone. So you don't have to pay life points, and you don't have to discard to activate your counter traps. The monster effect is, when it's destroyed by battle, you can reveal 3 counter traps from your deck. Your opponent has to choose 1 from your hand, and then you shuffle the rest back. Or choose 1 to add to your hand, and then shuffle the rest in. You can choose 3 of the same one if you want. You're mostly going to use it for the pendulum effect, though. So we have 2 Bountiful Artemis, and 2 of Meltiel, Sage of the Sky. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the names. I really am. I try my best, but so Mr. Orange guy over here, he, after a counter trap resolves, you gain 1,000, and then if Sanctuary is on the sky, you can just target and destroy a card. And then the other one, you get to draw a card after a counter trap resolves. And I think that's it for all the counter fairy stuff. Oh, sorry guys. If I could get them all piled up here. Oh man. Oh goodness, this is not working out like I wanted it to. That's okay, guys. I'm only human. Put those off to the side. And as you can see, we have 2 Herald of the Orange Light, 2 Honest, and Archlord Christia to kind of, sorry about the glare guys, to round it off. I don't run 3 Honest because I don't always want to see Honest. I want to get to some of the other guys. The Herald of Orange Light, it's always, I like him over the other ones just because there's a lot of monster effects they want to get off and discard that in another one and just get stuff. Usually you can use it, but you can't always. It just kind of depends. 2 worked out all right for me. And then 1 Christia, just because if you have exactly 4, you can. Oh, sorry. If you have exactly 4, you can special summon him from your hand to target 1 Target one fairy from the graveyard, add it back to your hand. Neither player can special summon, which is really relevant because most decks special summon. And then the only bad part about it is if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, you place it back on top of the deck, which is a little painful sometimes, but it happens. Yeah, so that finishes up those. I'm not running Eva in this build just because I don't... I mean, I don't really like... I mean, it's useful, but I'm not gonna... I'm not really gonna run Eva. It states, if this card's sent to the graveyard, you can banish up to 2 other light fairy monsters from your field or graveyard. Add the same number of level 2 or lower light fairies with different names from the deck to your hand except for Eva. And you can only do that once per turn, but I'm not really running a whole lot of the low levels, so I'm not going to be running it in this build. I might try out a different build with Eva in it, but we'll see. We'll see when that time comes. And on to the spells. I run 3 the Sanctum of Parshath. You can search them out with the big guy. It acts as Sanctuary in the Sky, and it gives a boost, 300 boost for attack and defense. And then it protects your set spells and traps. They can't be targeted or destroyed. And once per turn, you can target a total of 3 fairy monsters and or counter traps with different names in your graveyard and place them on the top of your deck in any order, which is also nice for recycling. We got 2 ties, and oh, sorry, that's what I thought. I have 3 ties. Get this all scooted over. 3 ties and 2 cards from the sky. I'm doing 3 ties just because they're in the deck, and I'm just using what's in the deck. I want to see a lot more. So 3. It lets you pay 2,000 and you'll target like one of the level 4s, and then special summon 2 with the same attribute and type, which they're all light fairies, and special summon them. And then, but the only thing is you can't conduct your battle phase or special summon. I don't think you can't conduct your battle phase, which is okay. Usually you want to see this like turn 1 if you're going first, if you can. Cards from the Sky is just a draw card. You banish a light fairy and then you draw 2. You can... Oh, that's the one where you can't special summon or conduct your battle phase. It's a little restrictive, but it can be really helpful sometimes. Just because you're making it so they can't do anything on their turn, usually. So even if you lose that turn, you can stall out for another turn. And that's it for the spells. Let's see what we got. We, of course, you gotta run the 3 Rebirth of Parshath. When a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated, you can reveal 1 counter trap from your hand, discard 1 card, and pay 1,000. Negate the activation. If you do, shuffle that card into the deck. You can then special summon a Parshath monster from your deck or extra deck. Sadly, this deck didn't come with the extra deck Parshath, which is okay. It's all good and dandy, but you have the big guy, which is all fine, all good and fine. 1 Solemn Warning because it's only at 1. That's all there really is to it. Let's scoot this. We have a lot of traps, of course. I do 2 Recall and 2 Dark Bribe. I'm just doing 2 of each just because you have Other Negation, you have Rebirth of Parshath. I know Recall's at 2 because I have the 2 Heralds. Dark Bribe, I didn't want it at 3. And we also have 2 Ultimate Providence, which is really good with the Pendulum one. Makes it so you don't have to discard, which is always nice, and you can negate like anything. And for the last 3 cards, we have Drastic Drop-Off. When your opponent draws a card or cards from their deck to your hand, including drawing, they must discard one of those cards. This is an awesome reprint to see, especially for the deck. It's really nice if you have like Dark Bribe or Recall and you activate, because it negates either the monster effect or a spell and trap, and then they draw a card. This just makes it so they have to discard, so they don't really get anything out of it. or during the draw phase, or whatever, you know. It's always nice. It's always nice. So I think that's it for the deck profile, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. It's pretty straightforward. I think it's probably going to end up similar to a lot of other people's builds. But I will get a different deck profile up for it that has other cards in it, maybe an extra deck. We'll see what I have in store, what I can get, what I can pick up, what I can trade for. Anyway, guys, definitely like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you like, what you don't like, all that good stuff. Anyway, guys, don't forget to stay casual, and this is AlphaPenguinSoldier signing out.